Barry.
Hey, you all right?
Yeah.
Hey, brother.
Hey, how you doing?
Oh, we're good, man. Shannon's still sick.
Oh, hope you feel better soon, Shannon.
Thank you.
Oh, how y'all doing?
Not bad. Not all in the background, but yeah.
Look,
That's
Real deal magnet fishing.
that's awesome, buddy.
uh,
That is awesome.
With a crayon sat in the background. Oh dear. So how you been? You all right?
Yeah, we're doing good, brother.
Good,
Oh,
good.
there's already two people in here. I guess we're live already, huh?
mm-hmm.
I guess we are live.
Oh my.
Me.
Well, hello, Chris Shivik.
Yeah. Hey, Chris.
Can you see the comments, Barry?
Yeah, I can see the comments. Just give me 2 seconds. Oh. Sorry. Let's have to close my
Busby.
door. Oh, that's better. Sorry, I have
Chris
to close my
Busby.
door.
Chris Busby's in here. Hello, buddy. The Chris's are here. We can start. We got 4 people in here.
Well, people, welcome everyone. Welcome.
Welcome. Say hello to Barry all the way over in the UK.
Very.
How's everyone doing? Just turn that a little bit. There you go. I hope I'm coming through okay.
Yeah, you sound great. It looks good. Sounds good.
Cool.
Andy Bannister. Evening, campers.
Welcome to everyone.
If y'all don't know, this is Barry Chalk. Very good friend of ours. Uh, magnet fisher and adventurist all around the world.
Going out tomorrow to a location to have a wander around, have a look around, and probably do a bit of videoing as well. So, yeah, get
Managing
out tomorrow, hopefully.
Thank you.
Andy, you should be smart now. There you go.
Hey, Andy. So,
Anyway, we got 4 people in here. We're gonna give it just a little more time.
yeah, it's no problem.
If you don't know, Barry is from Hertz Family Adventures. Is that right?
Yeah, Hertz Family Life Adventures. Yeah.
Okay.
A lot of people used to know me as Coffin Tank or
Yeah, I was gonna.
Hertz Magnet Fishing.
That was what I was gonna ask you. The name Coughing Tank. That's how I remember you all.
Yeah.
Where did that come from?
I was just sitting down one day, and I thought I'd like to start doing YouTube, and I was quite ill at the time, and I was just coughing like anything, and I was flicking through the TV, and you just flick through and you see bits and pieces and flick. So I must have seen a war film or something like that, and I thought coughing. Hang on, Coffin Tank. Yeah, that'll do. so I just whacked them together.
I thought you was gonna have a big story.
No, but then it moved me on to Hertz Magnet Fishing, and then obviously when the things started slowing down due to because of illnesses and Byron and his eye problems and stuff, we changed to Heart's Family Life Adventures, because then that way we can start doing a lot more family stuff as well. And in the meantime, still do magnet fishing in the summertime as well.
Right. Hey, Stuart. I see you on there. We're here with Barry. We got 6 people in. 6 thumbs ups. Thank y'all.
Cool. Thank you.
Who is that? The Bud Files. Let me make you a moderator here. Hold on. We like keeping everybody smurfed. There you go, the Bud Files. Welcome. Here's what's funny to me. On this live right here, there's 5 or 6 people.
Yep.
There's 2 from the U.S. The rest are from the UK. That's funny to me. I love it. I love it. I
It
love
is
it,
a bit
man.
weird on that situation because we get a lot of US people following on my YouTube channel and different countries, and there's quite a few from the UK, but they outrule the UK people, the amount of people from abroad. So it's
Right.
like, yeah. And whereas you get the UK, not many you.
Yeah, and I love that. I mean, I love our country. I love the USA. Uh, but the UK, I've said it 1,000 times, and I'll keep saying it. The UK is our home from home, home away from home. Uh, Now I'm gonna say some stuff here that I hope you're okay with, Barry. Barry is
Hey,
also Barry is also disabled, and the word disabled has some bad connotations to it, I guess. But I mean, honestly, that's the only words that we can call it.
yeah,
Honestly, when you first, I know we first started watching you about 3 years ago, 3.5 years ago, maybe. Uh, you never came on camera,
no,
and
no. I get a lot of slack from people saying, we don't want to see more content. We want to see more of you, more of the finds and things like this. And then one day, I think it was Scott from Oregon, magnet fishing. He said, Barry, I'd like you to get out there more, show yourself more. People would appreciate you more to come on the camera. So I thought, right, okay, yeah, I'll have a go at it, and it's been like that ever since.
yeah, and I had told you once. I had told you once too. I would love to see you on camera, and you
Yes, yes,
you really
Kingfisher, I have closed the cupboard door. Look, it is closed. See, closed. Sorry.
we we wanted to see more of you, and you kind of inspired us quite a bit. You're the first one I seen throwing a magnet while holding a cane,
Mm,
and so that inspired me. And Shannon told me to get my big butt on a walker and don't worry about what people think and just go out there and have fun.
yeah,
And
that's what it's
yeah,
all about.
that's what it was about. But I'm just saying, you inspired us, you inspired me especially, and that's why we started. That's why I started using the walker, and Shannon started using the cane when she gets out in the water.
That's what it's. I mean, that's what it's all about. Just getting out there, just doing this stuff. You know what I mean? My mental health is quite up and down, and I worry about what people think about me and things like that. And that's why I don't really do much on camera. But as if people can relate with people with disabilities, and they think, well, they can do it. Well, I can do it, and that's what I hope to get out there. Like I've done it. Obviously, you do it as well, and I'd hope people out there with disabilities that can go out and do magnet fishing and not have to worry about being self-conscious, basically.
Exactly, and that worried me at first too, and then I got to the point
Hi,
where,
Jack.
oh, hold on a second.
Andy said Justin too.
Oh, hi
Hey,
Jack.
Annie.
Hi Anna B. Hi Cape Cod. I saw y'all come in, but we got to yammering. So, but yeah, the whole disabled community.
Hmm.
There's a lot. There's a lot of us out there, and there's a lot of us that do magnet fish.
Yeah, and everyone finds their own way of dealing with their situation. You've got your walker, and you sit in the river as well with your walker, which I think is absolutely amazing. You see what I mean? You sit there. I mean, I stand there and I throw it with one hand. I'm still holding to the walker. I'm still pulling the rope through my fingers while doing it. And then when I'm trying to lift, I put my walker under. My stick under my stomach to hold me so I don't fall over while pulling out. Everyone's got their own way of dealing with the situation that they're doing. So until they find that situation, that they're
Yeah.
gonna enjoy it.
Busby said if someone has a problem with what you look like or what you have to use to get around, then that's their issue and not yours. That's right, Busby. That's right.
Exactly. I mean, it took me a while to learn that. It's took me a long while to learn that.
and the magnet fishing community as a whole has been really supportive about the disabilities and everything, because hell, everybody got something wrong with them, and
Yes.
it's not necessarily something wrong with you. It's
We're all out there for the same reason.
we're all out there for the same reason, and
If it's not physical, it's mentally as well. So
everybody an issue, and that everybody's uh, has gotten to the point where they started letting their issues come out on camera and telling people about it, and I think it's a good thing. We need a community that talks about what the struggles they go through. Everybody's got their own personal struggle. Everybody does.
it's like the same with you. It's not about, all right, we're just going to go out, pick a spot, and magnet fish. With people with disabilities, they have to think, right, we've got to find a spot, flat surface, short distance. How is easier to pull up from the back river or wherever you're pulling it up from? And then you've got to think about not being disrespectful to your toilets as well, and all sorts of stuff.
Yeah.
Whereas normal people without physical walking disability, they just can go up and go wherever they want. You know what I mean? But people with walking disabilities, they really have to plan ahead what they're going to do.
You're absolutely right. I mean, before I started using a walker, I was very limited on what I did. We stayed up on a bridge or we stayed on a dock.
Mm.
But when I got this walker, hell, I'll go anywhere. Shannon is like a bulldozer. She'll go anywhere anyway, despite what all the problems she's got physically. And I'm like a 4-wheel drive, brother. I'll get in anywhere now, and can walk. I can walk really good distances now because of the walk. And it's opened up a lot of doors.
Yeah.
And he was talking about, excuse me, he was talking about me getting in the water on the walker. And
Yes.
we had talked about it before, about that picture of the guy sitting in the walker fishing.
Yeah.
And you said, there you are, George, and now you're fishing, or something to that effect. But
Kingfisher, you're right. Kingfisher activities, you are right. People welfare is easy to hide, but it's not easy to open up and talk about it. You are 100% right there. Everyone does hold back what they got.
Yeah, and to each their own. I mean, I know some people don't want to talk about it, and that's okay. But I find that if we talk about it, maybe we can get more people interested in it. And if they see you out, if disabled person sees you out doing this in the parks or wherever, maybe it's going to inspire them. I hope so.
I mean, people think that, it's going to be pulling out heavy stuff and awkward stuff. Yeah, you do get that. You do pull out heavy and awkward stuff, but it's also the small bits that are absolutely amazing that you pull out as well. It really is. The size of the magnet, you can pull whatever out, but it's not about the big stuff. It's about the small stuff, the history as well.
The history.
And enjoying yourself.
Yeah. Now, speaking of history, and I don't mean to change the subject, but I know you have pulled up some amazing history recently. We're not going to talk about that, but
I can't talk about that, unfortunately, for another couple of weeks.
A couple more weeks when the video comes out.
I've got a few bits under the hat here, which I've got as well. I can show you.
Well, yeah, we'd love to see them.
I got
the stuff in the UK is different.
People probably remember this if they've seen my videos.
Oh yeah.
That there is my .50 cartridge. You probably can't see that.
Yeah, we can see it.
Frankfurt Arsenal 1942. Now, I asked someone about that, and it's come from World War II, and it's possibly, more highly likely, come from a Spitfire or a bomber plane as well when they're fighting in the air.
Yeah, we had talked about that.
Yeah.
One
It came
second,
up
one
with just a
second.
little bit of metal on there from the clipping casing, and that's how I got it. And that was absolutely amazing. That is World War II.
That is an amazing find. Busby said people with disabilities are still people. Being a disabled person, I don't care what other people think about me. You're right, Busby. You're absolutely right. And it's all about just sometimes you got to throw the care to the wind and just keep on going, brother. No matter what anybody thinks.
Exactly. You don't have to worry about what people think. I used to worry all the time, so I can't be doing that now because that messes with my mental health. I'll keep worrying all the time.
Yeah, exactly. Now, see, going back to what you were showing, I love the World War I and II history. Love it.
Well, you're gonna love this then. We pulled it. We checked our scrap, right? We went up to a place that's well known for the area where it was, and we just chucking it in the scrap, looking around. Got home, sorted through scrap, and we found this.
That is a slide.
There's a gun slide from a Walther PP gun, for the smallest gun for the German that they made, for the German side they made. The smallest gun made
Walther PPK.
Yeah, for the World War, the smallest gun, model number 9. That is
The Walther PPK.
Yeah,
is like a James Bond gun.
yeah, but this is the smallest one they ever made, apparently.
Okay.
As you
So
see,
that would probably be a German officer's gun, right?
that's how small it is.
That is awesome. That would be like a German officer's gun, I believe.
Yeah, all the way along there, it's got Walther PPK, a Walther patent number 09, and it's got some Latin on there as well. So it's one of my second favourite ones.
That is so cool. That is so cool, Barry.
But obviously, you get the usual stuff. You get the usual stuff, your Zippo lighter. But this one Byron pulled out, and I think it's really class. Look at that for a Zippo lighter.
Oh wow, that is so nice, man.
Like
that turned out beautiful.
I did. I mean, that was really crusty. I can get the lid open.
Now, what is that? What is that design on the front of it?
It's actually a boat at a lighthouse. It's an old Navy ship. I don't know if you can.
Yeah. So that may have belonged to somebody in the Navy.
It's a boat, an old ship going to past the lighthouse, and the top bit's like the sky with the birds and all that lot on it.
That is too cool.
That was Byron pulled that out with his magnet. It's in great condition. I mean, I can send it back to Zippo to get it done because they've always got a lifetime guarantee. Zippo lighters have.
Yeah.
You send it back, they'll repair it to as good as new. But I don't want to, just in case they mess the design up or take the front covering off or something.
Right. So, yeah. I would just keep it clean and leave it alone.
Yeah, exactly. So we got it that far. We can still get the casing open, and it's just that's great. It's lovely, it really is. That is. They're the only few bits I really had. I mean, obviously, I got donated that as well for my .50.
Oh, that's a 50 cal.
Yeah, that's the top for that, for the 50 cal one. I got donated that because I was asking to see. There you go.
Oh yeah. That's I love those. I love those.
Comes off like that.
Cape Cod Magnet Crew says if anyone's not subbed, he's only 2 away from 400. Just saying. If you're not subbed to Cape Cod, get on there and do it. Cape Cod Magnet Crew, wonderful channel.
Like I said, I've got good people. Quite a few bits, but they're the main special ones. I've got, without obviously saying too much, I went out a couple of weeks ago and I pulled out something absolutely amazing. Absolutely. I can't actually tell you guys what it is, because it's on a live that's going to someone's live that's going to be coming up. So if I tell you what it is, it's going to ruin his live up. So I can't tell you what it is.
Now I know what it is because I was privileged enough to see it. You showed it to me, and I haven't said anything. I haven't said anything about it. And I think it's one of the best finds I've ever seen.
I can't find nothing about it either. So and it dates back from 1900 as well. So
yeah. Now, can we say whose live it's going to be on, or
Yeah,
who's
you can. It's on Nigel's Northants Magnet Fishing.
and
So
it's coming out in a couple weeks.
yeah, in a couple of weeks that will be. So it's until then, once it's come out on his live, and then I can start showing people and getting more research done a little bit more. So,
Yeah.
but until then, it's like under secret, guys. You'll have to wait and see.
That's hush hush. But,
Exactly.
I think people are really going to like it when they do see it.
Andy said
Oh.
it's very far from you, George.
Do what? Oh yeah, Chris. Chris Shivik said that.
No, Andy
Was it Andy?
does Barry live far from you?
Oh, does Barry live far from you, George? Yeah, Barry lives very far from me. Barry lives in the UK, and I live in the KY. I live in Kentucky, so he's about 3,500 some odd miles from me. You want to tell them what town you're from, Barry?
Well, I'm just outside London, so and obviously Hearts is my channel's name, so it's Hertfordshire, which I'm just outside. So
Yeah,
and that's
so
that's what it is. It's,
yeah. For those who don't know, that Barry's from the UK.
Yeah.
Listen to him talk.
Well, I wouldn't go by the way I talk because I'm half Scottish, half English, so my accent's a little bit up and down.
And that's something I want to get into a little bit as well. Chris Shivik said that they were made not far from him. Are you talking about the Zippos, Chris? Yeah, Kingfisher. He's a lot closer to you than he is to me. So he's in London, and not London, Kentucky. We have a London, Kentucky as well.
Joe, hey Joe, bad idea.
Bad idea, Lav. How you doing, buddy?
Andy, we're ready.
There you go.
Yeah.
We got 10 people in here and 9 thumbs up. So yeah, Chris Shivik lives close to the Zippo factory.
Yeah, like I said, I'd like to send it back, but I don't want to. I don't want it just in case they alter it in any way, and it's like it ruin what it is. You know what I mean? So,
hey, Gerd's on here.
It is a beautiful little thing. That really is.
That is. That's one of the better ones I've found. We've gotten 2 or 3, but they're pretty crusty.
Yeah, they disintegrated.
A couple of them disintegrated.
I just kept giving it little taps and stuff with smaller stuff with something, and it just still kept just falling off. And it was a great little thing. I don't want to ruin it, so that's why I'm just leaving it how it is.
Oh, we got a good find coming up. Not in the video that came out today, but is it next week?
Yeah.
Next week, primo find. I'm not going to tell you. Barry knows what it is, but I'm not telling. Shannon girl, you sound terrible. Yeah, Annie B.
I'm sorry.
She's sick. She said she's sorry. She's on my phone. So if you see George Robinson pop up, that's Shannon actually. But I wanted to talk about Byron. Now, we have watched Byron grow up. Yep. When we first started watching you guys, he was about 1.5 foot shorter than you.
Yeah, he was 14 when we 14, almost 15 when we first started. We were putting pieces out, and they were almost the same height as him. On a couple of bits we pulled out at first, but now, well, he's grown. Yeah,
Byron is a beast. You need anything pulled out, he'll pull it out. I promise.
I've never had to worry about him around the water. Never. Or magnet fishing. He knows his stuff. And he's the one that keeps getting me in trouble with the police when we do go out.
Yeah, he does. I'm sorry. Do I, baby?
I laughed.
Oh, Shannon laughed. Yeah, he's about, I don't know, about almost, is he 1 foot taller than you now or close to it?
Yeah, he's about that far taller. He's about that taller. Okay. Yeah.
But Byron is strong, and I've seen him pull out some heavy stuff. Well, he was pulling out heavy stuff when he was younger. He
I'll have
was
to look
pulling
into.
out.
Hopefully, they will leave it then. If I look into that and see what they do.
Oh, the Zippo, yeah.
Yeah, but he's
Uh,
Byron. He's so tall though. He's a strong boy. He's grown up so much from when we first started. It's unbelievable.
now let me just say this: you got a house full of people.
Yep,
Barry's got 5 kids.
5 kids. Yep, and a wife.
Barry's got 5 kids and a wife. Lisa, if you're around, we love you, honey.
She's in the other room. Did the door up because Abby won't just keep going in and out. That's why.
Yeah, but Barry's got a house full.
Yeah, I didn't
And
always magnet fish.
yeah, he goes out to Magnafish to calm his mind and get away. But the love that these kids, we love your family, and we think it's great. When we talk, we get to see the kids running around and everything.
Oh,
But the first time that you told me, I think on a video call, that you had 5 kids, I went, dang. And here we are struggling with a dog and Ezra.
but it's, I got I got 3 2 girls and 3 boys.
Yeah,
But they're all pretty now self-sufficient, so that's
yeah, and they're great kids. They're great kids. I get to say hi to them whenever we talk, and I love it. Andy said, "Get better soon, Shannon." Oh, okay.
What's going on over here? You just keep talking
I'm
about
okay. You
mind
tell.
your business.
Okay, Shannon's telling me to mind my business. She'll take care of the comments. So if I miss you, Shannon will tell me about something. Here's another thing. I wanted to know what got you started in magnet fishing.
well, it was Byron actually. He was telling me about stuff he was watching on YouTube and stuff, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm not really interested in that, to be quite honest." And he said, "Well, look at this. It was magnet fishing." Now, I honestly can't remember who it was he showed, but he showed me. I thought that looks interesting. That really does. And he said, "Can we try it?" I said, "Well, all right. Well, what we'll do, we'll look online as you do, because 99% of magnet fishers all start off with a magnet from either eBay or Amazon or other companies like that. So we got a couple of them and just started magnet fishing and started putting out some good stuff and really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed it. And then we thought, okay, we'll start looking into groups, and then obviously you get better magnets from groups and stuff like that. And it just progressed from there. But it was mainly Byron that wanted to get out there and do it. So he got me out and doing it.
Well, see, that's how most people start, I guess. We've got 11 people in the live right now. We started the same way. We got a magnet from Amazon.
That was the best one.
And Shannon is still mad about it because we lost it. But because it was the best magnet from Amazon that we had gotten. We'd gotten several. It was only about that big, and it was pulling up. What was it? What was the big thing you pulled up?
The truck utility door.
She pulled up a truck utility door with it.
Have a
good day, Kate. Have a good day.
All right, Cape Cod. Have a good day, buddy. Thanks for dropping by. But yeah, the little Amazon magnets. I think everybody starts off with that. I don't know. I think I told you that the first one that I saw magnet fishing was actually a paranormal channel.
Yeah.
It was a fake paranormal channel, and he actually went out magnet fishing and pulled up bits that were probably staged in the water. But we saw it, and I was like, man, that looks kind of cool. Then we fell upon Steve Harrison from Blackpool, and that's where Shannon fell in love with magnet fishing, was watching him. And then we ran across the Northwest crew, and then we ran across you. and we was like, wow, man, this is so cool, and
We couldn't get enough of it.
we couldn't get enough of it, and now it's like a physical hurt when we can't get out and do it.
I mean, yeah, I mean, we don't do it as much now, obviously, me and Byron, but like I said, the summertimes we will be. But it is frustrating because every weekend we used to go out, and sometimes it's like, I want to go out, but then you think, oh no, I can't today, I can't today. And it's like a vicious circle. You want to, but you can't. You want to, but you can't.
Yeah.
No, we've got to get a couple more magnets anyway, because unfortunately one of Byron's packed up the other day, so we've got to get another magnet as well. So, but we'll get there. But it's great.
Annie B says, was that Mo Sargi?
Yes, it was.
He was one of them, Annie B. Mo Sargi and Omar Gosh.
Dan Slack, say hello to Dan.
DS, Dan Slack is in here, buddy. Hi.
How you doing, mate?
And Dan was one of the first ones we watched as well. And
that's funny. It was her first one too, the Mo Sargi.
The Mo Sargi was the first one for Annie. But yeah, we ran across DS, and he was pulling out big machetes and big knives, and we was like, oh man, we've got to do that. And it's still on our bucket list. We have not found a machete yet, and I cannot believe it.
Oh, I found one.
Yeah, no, you have. I know. Keep rubbing it in.
What we did was we cut the tip off it and then we handed it in, so that way we've still got a bit of memorabilia that we got it.
Yeah, exactly. And that just amazes me how the knife laws and gun laws are over there. But
they're very on all sorts of laws. It's unbelievable. It really is.
Well, I mean, when you can have a kitchen knife, but you can't have a folding knife. I don't understand that.
It's like some shops you can go to, say, like, I don't know, a gun shop. Yeah, you can buy the gun. You can walk into that. You can buy it legally. But as soon as you walk out of that shop, it's an offensive weapon.
It's just, I don't know. It's crazy. It's the craziest thing I've ever seen. Now, you also with the Hart's Family Adventures.
Busby wants to know what's the coolest thing.
Okay, but okay, I will get to that in a second, Busby. Hold on. You also weren't you all doing some urbex or ghost hunting at one time as well?
No, it's on the bucket list to do a little bit like that, but we were doing dumpster diving and stuff like that. It was dumpster diving and stuff.
That's what it was. And you found some great stuff. I know that because you showed it to me.
We've had some awesome stuff. This place I go to, they allow me to go through the bins and they're chucking everything and anything out every single day. And it's just phenomenal. And there's everything from electricals to personal items. And sometimes you get the odd jewellery, sometimes you get a bit of money because they just chuck it out and they don't bother.
Yeah.
It's phenomenal.
Chris Busby from Busby's Adventures wants to know, what is the coolest thing you found magnet fishing?
Well, like I said, the coolest thing I've found and the thing I love is my 50 caliber. That's the thing I love the most because there is history from World War II. That really is. And the story I get in my head, someone's made it out of a bit of brass and then they crafted it and they packed it, ammoed it, and then they put it. You see what I'm saying? From there to the plane and then fired into the canal. That's amazing. That is mine. Byron's one, however, though, I know he's pulled out. His favourite items are a 12 gauge pump shotgun. He pulled out.
I remember that.
I was setting up. He said to me, "Can I go?" I said, "Just wait a minute. I want to get the camera ready." So next minute I'm setting up, he goes, "Dad," and he's holding his magnet up like that. He's got a smacking great big shotty coming off the end of it. I was like, no.
Well, now see, that was like me. The first one we pulled out was a 22 Marlin with a scope. and it was from the '60s, and it'd been in there since the '60s. But I was able to clean it up quite well. The only thing is, I couldn't get a serial number off of it, but it cleaned up quite well. And but we were shocked when we pulled it out. We wasn't thinking that it would be something like that in that area. Then we found the shotgun later on. But when you pull up something like that, it throws you for a loop.
It does. It does. I mean, it was 2 seconds from where my grandma used to live. And we used to go and see my grandma every day. And it was literally 2 seconds away from her house. And it's like, wow, really? And that 50 cal bullet there that was from my hometown, from where I lived all my life before I got married, moved out. And I take Byron there, and he loves it, that place, getting to it. And then that comes out. I passed that bullet, that casing, millions of times growing up.
Yeah, millions. And that's what's funny. That is from World War II, and I personally think it came from a Spitfire. That's my opinion. I believe that because of all the battles that were fought in that area.
Yeah.
And
Busby said his first rifle was a Marlin 22.
Oh, really? Busby said his first rifle was a Marlin 22, like the one we found. I'll put that up. I'll send you a picture of that, Busby. I'll show it to you a little bit later on. But the history. Then you go into World War I and World War II, and y'all been fighting since the 1200s, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's strange. I mean, I personally think every bit of metal that you find is you are meant to find, because, say for instance, there's been something there from like World War II. That's been sit there since World War II until you pulled it out the canal. I mean, how many times have that place been drained? How many times have people been magnet fishing there? How many times have people walked through it when it's and picked stuff? You know what I mean? And nobody's ever found it since World War II. And then you by pulling it out with a magnet.
Well, and you're preserving history. You're preserving history, and that's one of the most amazing things to me. Is that if you don't pull it out, it's going to rot away.
It's just gonna go, and then it's just gonna be lost forever. So
yeah, and that's what's amazing to me. But I love the history over there, and it's on our bucket list to get there. Now, here's something that I don't know if you want me to tell or not, but I'm going to tell it. Since we're worldwide, Barry and I are probably related.
There's a very high chance of that, yes.
Well, y'all are related no matter what.
Well, we're related no matter what in the heart, but there's a good chance that Barry and I are related.
Yeah.
Now, I won't tell them why, unless you want me to, but I don't want to get into that. But
yeah, I mean, I'll tell a little bit where my real name used to be Robinson at the end, but for reasons I'm not going to get into, I was placed somewhere else and grew up with the parents that I had now. So they're called my mum and dad. So and always will be called them. And my last name was originally Robinson, and I was, as I said, I'm half Scottish, half English, and my mother, biological mother, shall we say, she's a Scottish one, and there's a very high chance that there could be my father's English.
Well, and that's what I was getting at, because Shannon traced my family tree, and it went through Scotland, and it went through England, and it went through England very close to where you are in the London area.
Yeah.
and
I know the illustrious.
and she found this one cat in my family tree. He's called Otto the Illustrious. He was some kind of big deal, like
I'm fascinated with it.
I'm not sure if he was a duke or what, but it was part of the Saxon. I think it was part of the Saxon group, and I thought it was just kind of cool just to find somebody named that in our family tree. But yeah, when you told me that a few years back that your original name was Robinson, I had to go look, and the areas are very very close to where my dad came from.
It's ridiculous. I mean, like I said, we'll never 100% know, but there's a very, very, very high chance that it's somewhere along the line. There is. Yeah.
I guarantee it. Busby says I'm half English, half Polish. You know, we've got some subs from Poland.
Yeah, there's one.
Don't ask me to pronounce the names.
Yeah, he says his name's Mario, but he's
Mario's one, but there's a couple other ones that we've got there too, and I think it's really cool. And for those of you that also don't know, Barry is also an admin on our Real Deal page. He does a great job on there for us.
It's cut down what was being put on there all the time, isn't it? Jeez.
Yeah, and that was something I was going to get into. I mean, a lot of people have got Facebook pages on here and group pages. The porn that comes through there is just ridiculous, and so we had to go to
a porn hub. We're a porn hub.
Yeah, Shannon says we're like a porn hub. It comes through so much, but we put a stop to that, and I was happy about that.
The best thing to do with groups is to stop all the unwanted. Is get yourself a couple of admins that you can trust, and put it on pre-approval posts. So then that way everybody can. It has to be pre-approved by an admin first before it gets put on the page. That will cut down all your spam, all the dodginess, all the nasty comments, everything. That will cut everything.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Chris Shibbick said he found 3 grenades. It's just a walk in the park.
And the pins had rotted off.
See, we haven't found a grenade yet, but we did find a training round that had explosives, a little bit of explosive in the end.
Yeah.
The training round found. As soon as the police said we're going to get the disposal people around, he took off back to the car and left me to deal with the police. After I've been bashing it around on the side of the trolley to find out what it is.
Exactly. Chris Shivik said he also found a 3.60 millimeter mortar round,
360 millimeter
or 360 millimeter mortar round. Chris, remind me to send you a picture of the artillery shell we found.
Oh, that made me laugh so much about that artillery shell. That really did what they did with it.
Oh man! Well, for those that don't know, is we pulled up an artillery shell, and you know that they're brass, and the only part that's metal is the tip. Well, the Artemis is what I was using at the time. Pulled it out of the water. It pulled it out of the mud, and this thing was heavy, and I didn't know what it was. And I put it in my lap, and Shannon says, "George, that's a bomb." And then she had to go take a pee-pee in the woods. While I sat there with this live artillery shell in my lap. We called the police. Me and Shannon blocked off both ends of where we were at. We had the shell in a bucket. The police come. The first thing they said was, "What did you do?" Talking to Shannon. And she points at the bucket. They look at it. They talk to us for quite a little bit. And they pick the bucket up, walk off with it like Andy and Barney, and they put it in the trunk of their car and drive it off. over in the UK, man, they got 50 police cars, the EOD, a SWAT team, and everybody else out there.
And about a 200-meter radius cordoned off, and
Yeah, 50 miles of the canal blocked off, or whatever. And here goes Andy and Barney with a bucket in their hand, throwing it in the trunk of their car. They did take it to the state police, and the EOD did dispose of it. But
I couldn't believe that.
it was very, very funny. It's just so interesting the differences between England and the U.S. on magnet fishing. I think it's hilarious.
I mean, the laws over here for magnet fishing is just ridiculous. It really is. I mean, it's what is it? If I can remember correctly, if I'm wrong, I apologise. But from what I remember, magnet fishing over here is illegal, but the police and the CRT, Canal River Trust, they won't do anything about it because it's just no much point going through small claims court just to get you off. But they state but you can fish by an old bylaw. Long as you're not allowed to magnet fish because you're not allowed to disturb the coal or drag coal out of the canal. That's why you're not allowed to do any fishing, magnet fishing.
Right.
But not doing that, it's fine. But they can move you on. That's all they can do. All they can say is just move on now. That's it. So they don't really like doing it. But I kick off every time we have to call the police because they say, well, you'll have to move. Then I'll say, well, what about all these people walking down the canal path? They said, what do you mean? I said, well, the canal paths are actually only there for the horses to drag the boats down. That's why the canals are paths for them. I said, and by law, people aren't actually allowed to walk on them because they're only for horses. And then
we didn't know that. See, you learn something new every day. So that's part of English history. That's awesome.
I mean, it is cool, but it's not. It is and it isn't. Basically, you know what I mean. Nobody's really bothered. But as long as you take the scrap away, that's the main thing at the end of the day.
Yeah, and that's the thing over here. Now in Kentucky, there are no laws against it in Kentucky.
But that one state you can't do it.
There's one state, South Carolina. It's totally illegal to magnet fish, and I think it's illegal to metal detect there as well. And it's in a couple of states over here actually, and I just don't understand. Would you rather have history rotting away in the waters, or would you rather have it out and put it in a museum or something?
Kingfisher, exactly. I know most of them we have seen. Yeah, they're brilliant. They either talk to you, and they love us pulling it out. As long as we clear the scrap, it's fine. But like you do get the odd one. You do get the one.
And the biggest thing, like you said, is clearing away your scrap, and that's a problem we're having with Shannon and I. We clear away all of our scrap. We take it all. I'm talking about the magnetic rocks that stick to our magnets. We take everything that sticks to our magnet. We take it away. Now there's the occasional big items, long poles that we can't cut up or bend, and we'll put those in the trash bins.
Yeah.
Well, we come back a couple days later, there they are laying on the ground. And it boils down to the parks and recreation people, we think, are just taking it out of the cans and leaving that. And I put a tire. I had no more room in the car. We had a couple bagfuls of scrap and a couple bucketfuls. We had no more room in our car, so we took this tire that we found out in the middle of a soccer field and put it on. You remember seeing that? And put it on top of a garbage can. Come back a couple days later, there it is, back out in the field again.
Stewart said they were accused of theft.
Yes.
Stewart said they were accused of theft by one guy. LOL. Theft of scrap. Hey, George and Shannon. Magnet Mud, Mom and Dad, let me smurf you here.
How you doing?
If you end up in a tree, it's always Roger's fault, no matter what. If your magnet is in a tree for some reason, blame Roger.
Yeah, that's a nightmare when you get it in a tree. That is yeah.
Oh, man. Shannon stays in the tree.
Shut up.
She just told me to shut up.
Hey, did you see that video once that I did where the very first cast I threw it and it went straight up under the bridge, right between the two bits.
Yeah, stuck to it.
It was Roger's fault then, Jim.
Yeah, that was bad. Didn't y'all you have to use a crank or something, or did you pull it down?
Hour and a half pulling it one way, pulling it the other way, trying to every way possible. But luckily, it just came off. So it's been a nightmare. The only thing we've ever lost is a grappling hook.
We broke a grappling hook a while back underneath the bridges that we go to all the time. We have never lost a grappling hook. We've lost a magnet. We've broken a magnet.
Sorry, kingfishers. That's because when Roger throws it, he goes 1, 2, tree.
Yeah. Now he goes 1, 2, tree. 1, 2, tree. Oh, that's funny.
Well, you're not a magnet fisher until you get it stuck on a bridge or a tree at the end of the day.
Oh man, it's terrible. Roger asked if Shannon is feeling better. No, she's not, Roger. And Shannon is on my phone. If anybody's confused, Shannon is George Robinson, and I am Shannon Robinson. Her phone does better for lives, so that's why we're doing it like this. Eventually, we will have it on a tripod or something. We'll do something a little different. That way, we can bring up multiple guests at one time without being so confused. Right now we got 11 thumbs up and 11 people in here, so I'm happy about it. You know, it's growing. It's actually growing, and I like that. And there were some other questions I've got for you.
Yeah, go for it.
Give me a second to read this. Chris, I'm going to call as soon as I have more air. Shannon says she's going to call him as soon as she's got more air. Uh-oh. If somebody got blocked just now, let me know, because I really hit something here on the phone, and I don't know what it was. I hope nobody got blocked, but that thing sure did pop up. Let me stand up. I'm going to go outside. Okay, can everybody see me still?
Yep.
Okay. My big thumb got in the way, and I hit something.
Roger said he didn't recognize you with clothes on.
Roger said he didn't recognize me with clothes on. Now that's funny. Every time Roger or Barry call me, I'm usually shirtless. I'm topless. I'm the topless magnet fisher. I think we're going to change our name to that, topless magnet fishing.
Yeah, it beats ringing all those dodgy numbers. Just phone George up. You're well away.
Oh, that's funny. Now, Lisa does not fish, right?
No, she doesn't like it, unfortunately. I have tried to get her out and say, do you want to come with us? But she said it's not her thing, unfortunately. So,
yeah, I understand that. Shannon, yeah.
Obviously, I've had Ashley do it a couple of times. Marie's done it. Alfie's done it. I've had 3 of our nieces that's come out and done it as well. So they've all been out and done it. So,
well, that's cool. That's what I was going to get to. I know your kids. I know I've seen your kids out doing it, and besides Byron,
yeah.
What was the youngest one's?
Alfie, he's been out with us. He's pulled up bikes. He's pulled up little bits of scrap, but it was the funniest one. I pulled out a postman's push bike.
Yeah.
As were pulling out, he was going, wow, wow. As we pulled it, he goes, they got a bike, guys. He came up to the camera. It's red, guys. Okay, look, I want to leave it for a surprise, and then we'll see what he goes. And it says Royal Mail on it. I thought, thanks, Alfie. You just told him exactly what it is.
That's amazing, though. That's an amazing find. We've taken Ezra out with us one time, and boy, he is a ham. But
guys, look what I got, guys.
he was pulling out. He pulled out a couple.
Scrap.
It was all scrap, but he pulled out a couple bigger things, and he was like, "Guys, look what I got, guys." He sounded like the Fisher or something.
What in the world?
What? No, he goes, "What in the world?" He
What
goes,
the heck?
"What the heck?" or whatever,
Bless him.
And he had a really good time. We're waiting for the water to go down again. I don't want him out there fishing with us when the water is high like this, but
I mean, we've got life jackets over here for our kids when we take Alfie out and out of that. But it's highly recommended over here in the UK that if you're going to go out magnet fishing with kids, make sure they do have life vests on.
yeah, exactly. And
Yeah, we got one, but I don't trust him.
we got a life jacket for him. But the time he went fishing, the water wasn't no more than 6 inches deep where we was, and I don't trust him up on the bank yet. He was down in the water, where Shannon and I can grab him if we had to.
Yeah.
But like I said, the water's 6 inches deep. He had a blast. He was a big ham, and I think it's cool, man. Getting these kids out, especially the young ones, and I mean their whole life opens up, and they may only fish for 5 or 10 minutes and then start throwing rocks, but they have a blast, and you're creating memories.
Well, yeah, I mean, what are they going to do otherwise? Sit at home on a computer or stuck in their room? That's all they want to do these days.
Right. Exactly. Andy says, totally agree, Barry. Jack never goes out without his on. Yeah, exactly. Didn't Jack fall in?
No, that was Leeds. One of the Leeds.
Oh no, that was that. I'm sorry. That was
Yeah.
that was the Leeds guys. That was little Leo from Leeds Magneters. William Nixon and Andy Two Guns and Leo and Raleigh.
Yeah, I mean, even when we go to the seaside, Abby still wears a life jacket going in the sea. So, I mean,
Yeah.
that's how we are with it. But it teaches them at the end of the day.
Yeah, and when we take Ezra to the pool, he's got a life jacket on. Anytime he's around water, he's going to have a life jacket on. Okay, I thought Jack did fall in, and did he get himself out, or who got him out?
Maybe.
I remember. I thought Jack had fallen in as well, and I mean that could have been bad.
See, that's the trouble. When you do magnet fishing, it seems like, oh yeah, go down there, chuck a magnet in, pull whatever's out. You think it's good, but you don't think of the dangers. You got all the scrap metal, you got the point, well, anything else that's stuck to the magnet as well. Plus the water, you fall in, the undercurrent, everything. There's so much to be wary of. It really is.
Yeah, it's very dangerous. We got a video. It's back a couple years ago. Shannon had fallen in from the top of the walkway on the creek, on the canal, creek, whatever you want to call it, and she fell down a bunch of rocks, and the water was high, and the water was actually, she was getting pulled under by a wire cable wrapped around her leg, and I had to jump in and jump off my walker, slide down the rocks, and grab her and pull her out. She really almost died that day. It was really bad, but we got a video out of that. And let me tell you what Shannon did. Shannon needed to go to the hospital after that, but she didn't. She stayed in magnet fish for another hour. And then I took her to the doctor.
That's the trouble with magnet fishers. That's exactly what most of them do. They hurt themselves unless it's life threatening. They will still carry on. I've been there with severe cuts on my hands and fingers, bleeding, and like knocks to the legs and stuff like that. But we'd rather just carry on until it's unless it needs to.
It's just Shannon is so funny. Let me just say this, and I say this with all humility, but I also say it with a lot of pride. Shannon is the toughest woman I've ever met, and I'll put, and I'm not saying this in a bad way, but I'll put her up against any magnet fisher out there, male or female, on pulling stuff out. I'm telling you the truth, guys. She's a hard worker she's a hard worker, period, but she's a really hard worker when it comes to magnet fishing. You all don't see the stuff that she does. She's got to carry a camera, make sure I'm okay, make sure she's okay, grabbing scrap, carrying it, pulling out. She pulled out a truck bumper off of a big, I'm talking a big truck from the 60s, the old bumpers. It was like 8 foot long, and this thing was huge, and it was heavy. And here she is pulling it up a 20-foot embankment. And I mean, she's just awesome, and I can't state that enough about her. And like I said, I will put her up against any magnet fisher out there. She'll pull up stuff just like anybody else would.
Which is probably not to wind her up then.
Yeah. Exactly. But she's something else, man. And she pulled up the best find, one of the best finds, I say the top 5 that we've gotten. She pulled up was that railroad token from the L&N Railroad that never had tokens. It was a one-off. It was the only one. It's the only one out there. We had 2 museums wanting it, fighting over it, and we decided to give it to the museum that's closest to us here in Kentucky. And she can pull up the littlest thing and find it, whereas I'm pulling up. If I'd have pulled that up, I probably wouldn't have seen it. But she'll pick through every little thing on there. She checks the stuff that's on the magnet, and
well, that's isn't it? It's so easy to miss bits and pieces. It's just unbelievable. It really is.
Yeah, it truly is. And what you're missing could be very historical. Like I said, that token, the L&N Railroad stands for the Louisville Nashville Railroad. Yeah. And it started back in the mid to late 1800s, and they never had tokens. But here's one she found.
One. That's what it really is. I mean, it's great because it's also in a museum, and then that way the younger generation can see it, and they can learn who pulled it up, where it come from. You know what I mean? How it was got there. Yeah,
exactly. And that's it's sometimes it's hard to give up artifacts that you find. You know what I'm talking about. It's hard to give them up, but we decided that thing is so small that it's gonna end up sitting here getting lost or something.
That worries me about my special find, as I'll call it, because if I've got to send an email off to someone with pictures, and I'm worried that they're going to say, "Oh yeah, that's can we you know what I mean?" Or we because of certain blah 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 blah. We probably own the rights to what, you know what I mean? We want it, and that's what worries me. But
right. But that's something that you have to look it up. You have to find out. And you and I both looked this piece up of yours, and can't find anything on it. Like I said, we're not going to tell y'all what it is, so y'all need to stay tuned.
1900 when he first started it.
Yeah. So everybody needs to stay tuned in next couple of weeks for Nigel's video.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Divulge into it.
Roger says he's been in and out of the water more times than an Olympic swimmer. What's that guy's name?
Michael Phelps.
Michael Phelps. I'm gonna call him Roger Phelps.
Blimey.
That's funny.
Oh, it's there. Looking for me water. Thought
Yeah.
I put it down.
And that's another thing. You drink more water than the law allows.
I drink literally 1.5 of these a day.
That's a lot of water.
And
But that's good. That's
I hate tap water. It's the actual Evian bottles of water. That's the only thing I do drink. I don't drink tea. I don't drink coffee. I don't drink fizzy. I don't drink juice. I just drink water. That's all I drink.
I drink. Well, not occasionally, but I do drink water quite a bit. But I also drink Mountain Dew now quite a bit, and I've got to quit that. But everybody gets on me about my English breakfast tea. I put too many bags in.
Yeah. When Lisa told you to stop having all those bags in there.
I didn't know you was only supposed to put one per cup. I mean, hell, I had 4 in there.
You'd be bouncing off the walls then.
Oh man, I was. It was good. It was good, but it was pretty strong. So now I've cut back to 1 bag per cup.
1 tea bag. Cup.
That's funny. Chris Shubik says you got to get off here. Had a great day. Have a great day, everyone.
Have a good day, Chris.
Chris, you have a good day, brother. You take care. Thanks for stopping in and being with us today.
Yeah, you have a good one, Chris.
But yeah, so those of you that haven't subscribed to Barry Chalk's channel, it's called Hearts Family Adventures.
Yeah.
He's going to have more magnet fishing videos up this summer.
There's going to be a lot more coming up. We've got a lot planned. I mean, I've got going out tomorrow, and that's going to be a video there. But we've also got day trips to do. We're going away for a weekend in a couple of months, and I'll be doing a whole vlog of the whole holiday on that as well. And so, plus there's a couple of cemeteries as well we want to go to. And plus, I found the smallest graveyard I've ever seen in my life as well. We drove past today, so we've got to go and have a look at that. It's got about 6 stones on it, and it's on the side of a main road.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. We've got a few of those over here too.
Bye, Andy and Claire.
Bye, Andy and Claire. Y'all take care. Bye, Jack.
Bye, guys.
Now, so when you say you're going to stop by the cemetery, are you all just doing the cemetery walk, or are you doing a paranormal thing, or?
It's just to walk around and have a look around and show people what the cemetery is called, what it's like there as well, how well it's kept up clean. You know what I mean? And generally just looking at general graves, because there's a lot up there which I have a lot of respect for. Because what it is, there's one place we go to quite a lot because we used to live near it, and the vicar came up to Lisa and said, "You live across the road?" And she said, "Yes." So would you be willing to take on any graves for yourself, just to clean them up? Because we're doing a charity thing where we're cleaning up all the old graves. And Lisa said, "Well, there is one that's in mind, and it's this little baby girl. She was 2 years old. She died on Christmas in 1977, 2 years old. And she's been keeping it going ever since. And in this grave, there's so many servicemen that's graves up there. World War I, World War II, died 21 years old, 19 years old, bomber pilot. You see all these kind of servicemen's graves up there. And some of them have got really run down, and some of them are really nice. So it's wouldn't be going up there and taking a few photos and clips, and just to show a bit of remembrance of these people that's been up there as well. So
that's great. Jack says, "Get to bed, George." You get to bed, Jack. It's late over there. You get to bed, buddy. You got school tomorrow. No, tomorrow's Sunday.
Tomorrow's Sunday, yeah.
Speaking of graves, Shannon and I found a graveyard behind a Walmart up here.
Love you, Roger.
Love you, Roger. Take care, buddy.
See you later, Roger. Have a good one.
Stay out of the trees. we found a graveyard up here. It's got probably 20 or 30 stones in it. They date back to the late 1700s, Revolutionary War period. They're all military. It goes from the 1700s up into the War of 1812, and it's all U.S. military from that time period, and they're not taking care of it. It's all grown up. Everything is, waist high. And the name of the graveyard is called Shannon's Graveyard.
It's all people.
That infuriates when you go through a graveyard and you see an old grave there that's got trees and weeds coming through it, and it's just like, well, can't anyone do anything about it really at the end of the day? You know what I mean? They're so run down and ruined. It's just not very nice. It's, you know what I mean?
And that's like this one. If we physically could do it, we would take care of it. But it's a bit of a trek to get to it, up and down hills, and me with a walker, I'd end up on the ground somewhere, and it's just too much for us. But the Historical Society is supposed to be taking care of it, and they're not doing anything.
Yeah,
and it's a shame. I mean, that's the Revolutionary War. That's where we fought the UK, the Britons, and the War of 1812 as well. And the last names of the graves in that cemetery are called Shannon. Their last name is Shannon.
Blimey. Creepy, that, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very creepy. Kingfisher says, Barry, can you drop your link in comments? We tried searching.
I'll do it.
What, for my...
Shannon will take care of that for you.
Yeah, for my... Yeah.
Shannon will take care of that for you, Stuart. Kind of, but it's more sentimental. Yeah, Shannon, it is sentimental, and it this summer, if they haven't done anything to it, we may just go over there and film it. At least we'll have that for memory. And
we've got a lot coming up anyway. It's just trying to get it sorted and trying to get the time to figure out when we're going to do it. You know what I mean? But we have got a lot planned.
Yeah, and with a large family like you have, it's hard to find the time.
Yeah.
And you got to get Lisa out one time this year.
I tried it. She won't come out no matter what. She will not. She just doesn't. She likes watching. I tell you what, she does like watching. Actually, we've started watching it. It's Finds with Si, mudlarking.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's actually got really interested into the mudlarking. Thank you, Kingfisher. Thank you. She's got into the mudlarking. She loves watching the mudlarking finds.
Well, maybe you can get her into the mudlarking. It's not. I mean, Shannon and I do that as well. I mean,
if I get mudlarking, I'm going to get stuck. There's no way I'm getting out of that.
It's hard. It's
they might end up dousing me with water, thinking Peter's going to come, and I'm going to try and save me back into the river again.
Shannon gets so scared especially when she's in the water, because the mud in certain areas of that creek or river is a lot like the canals there. I mean, you'll step in it and you'll sink 7-8 foot probably.
Yeah, 2 steps towards you're fine, and the third step you're like down to your knees all of a sudden.
Yeah. But you know me, I'll sink down to the top of the walker. I don't care. I'll get out one way or another.
Yeah, you walker in the middle of the river, just throwing it away.
Yeah, like a big old boat, big old pontoon.
Annie B, thank you for joining. I hope you have a good day, all right?
Oh, happy birthday to the baby there. Off to a baby's first birthday. Well, happy birthday to him. Take care, Annie B. Well, look, we've been going for about 1 hour and 15 minutes. I think that's really good. It's been a really good time with you, Barry. I hope you got to say whatever. If there's anything else you want to talk about, we can do that. But
No, just thank you for everyone for joining and hitting that thumbs up. That's brilliant.
Yeah. Like I said, make sure you go over to Barry's channel. It's Hearts Family Adventures.
Yeah.
The link is in here in the comments. Go sub. He's going to have content coming up shortly, and
Yeah.
in 2 weeks he's going to have a mega find.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait for it to go.
This is how good it is. Even Nigel's praised how good it is.
Yeah, and when
Stuart said keep going, I'm loving it.
Stuart says keep going, I'm loving it. Stuart's having a good time. Well, Stuart, guess what? You're going to be having a good time next week, brother. You're going to be on here. I told Roger and Stuart that I wanted to get our friends on here first and foremost, and start off our live. Oh, look at that hat! Look at that wonderful hat! Look at that hat, guys.
Look at that.
Real deal magnification. That's a 2 off. There's only 2 of those in existence, and he's got one of them.
Is that or Team Kratos, baby?
Team Kratos, baby. My buddy, I love it. King Stuart says I'm bricking it already. I'm not sure, what does bricking it mean.
Scared.
Oh.
That is a slang word for scared.
Oh, he's getting worldwide scared, huh? Oh, he's pooping a brick. Okay, I got it now.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
That's it. But yeah, man, thank you, Barry. Number one, thank you for all you've done for us. I'm not going to mention on here what it is you've done because I don't want a lot of people, but you've done, but you know what I mean, Barry. You've done a lot for our channel, and we wouldn't be where we're at without you. And
thank you for being a friend.
thank you so much for being our friend. And all that you do.
Everyone that's watching this or going to watch it or watch it, subscribe to these guys. Their content's brilliant. They're brilliant content. They're great people. They're honest people on Magnifishing and YouTube. You can't get better content than this. It's not staged. There's nothing. It's all just pure, just them. Basically, that's what it is.
Thank you, Barry, and the same to you. We had talked about it before. We have found some magnet fishing videos that were staged. Big time.
I've seen a few.
Just like a lot of the paranormal research. And I'm not mentioning no names. Don't get me. I ain't getting involved in that. This is a drama-free zone. But there are magnet fishers that do stage their finds all over the world.
Not only that, but they'll find stuff and then put it back.
Yeah, they'll find stuff and then they'll put it back in so that they can bring it back up on film. And that's okay. I mean, whatever. To each their own.
But like it's happened with Barry. Other people will find stuff, film it, and then put it back.
Yeah. People would, and it's happened to you, Barry. People would find stuff, put it on their camera, then throw it back in the water.
That's what I don't understand, because they know people is going to magnet fish the same area. Why pull the items out? Look what I found. Oh, yeah, it's really it's really nice. And then they say, yeah, all scrap's been took away. It's gone. And then another magnet fisher goes there. Oh, look, it's exactly what they pulled out. Yeah, and we luckily around here, no one else magnet fishes but a few kids, and they only thing they are guilty of is leaving their scrap behind, and we take it away. But yeah, what you said, and they have done it. There's people that have done it more than once. I mean, I've had over people. I already have a couple of people who I've on Facebook. I've had a bit of a rant about and stuff like this, and put a digs in my YouTube videos. But I just don't see the point of it no more. I'll just let them get on with it. They know that they've done wrong because communities are clocking on to people that magnet fish these days. Yeah, people who go there and leave their rubbish behind are now getting busted even more because they're getting out there, they're showing their finds, and then leaving it behind, and then people are realizing where it's come from.
Yeah, and that's it, isn't it? They're gonna outlaw magnet fishing for everybody when that when they get tired of it, and that's a shame.
You never know. You never know at the end of the day. I'll never say yes, and I'll never say no. So we never know at the end of the day. Probably could cross paths.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Well, look, I'm gonna get off here. Thank you, Barry, so much from the bottom of our heart. We had a great time. No dead spots whatsoever, and we had continued flowing, and that's what we like. And you're a top guy, and we love you and your family.
So we do want to take one. I know someone who's a strong. We want one of them. But yeah. No, George, thank you ever so much for having me on it. Much appreciated. Really am.
You cut out on us, Barry. I couldn't understand you.
Thank you so much for having me on here. And Shannon, get yourself better.
I'll do my best, Barry.
I want to see you out. I want to see you out there kicking George's butt in the river.
I'd love to.
That's always. That is always. Well, thank you, brother. We love you and really appreciate you for everything. And we'll have you on again soon.
And not too soon. There's other people there.
All right, brother. You take care. Everybody, thank you for being here with us. And we'll see you all next week.
Definitely. Bye-bye. Thank you.
I don't know how to turn it off.
I have the same problem.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Barry.